Still on insecurity, take a look at this. It says terrorism financing. NSA is paying bandits billions of naira, putting them in monthly allowance and giving them food, even apologizing to them. Malam Nasir El-Rufai attacks NSA. I'm going to allow you to take a look at what El-Rufai boldly said on the national television. This is even a national policy. This is a policy under the Tinubu's government. That means the insecurity is not going to end anytime soon. Don't forget that the NSA has been under fire for arming Mieti Allah members. Nigerians have been reacting. This is one of the reactions. This person said, NSA chairman refused to arm hunters and vigilantes in South, Southeast, Southwest, and the Middle Belt, but armed Mieti Allah. He claimed they are vigilantes. But how are you arming vigilantes that are not known by the state or as security forces? Something is off with NSA. Sack him now. I'm going to allow you to take a look at what El-Rufai reviewed about NSA Ribadu. In short, you are going to be watching this clip. El-Rufai came out boldly to really dare them. El-Rufai said they are giving billions, that if they try to argue it, that he has evidence. That means these people who have sold Nigeria to these Mieti Allah members, and look at the killings happening. I'm just going to allow you to take a look at the video, but before then, watch this video and see the latest attack in Benue State, in Plateau State. See what Nigerians are going through, and yet the NSA has the lever to be paying Mieti Allah members. Just take your time, watch these videos, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
Okay, is to pay bandits, give them monthly allowance, or send food to them in the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We are empowering bandits. It's not the government of Kaduna State. It's a national policy driven by the Office of National Security Advisor, and Kaduna is part of it. Many states are objecting to that, but that is the policy now. Keep the bandits. They paid them 1 billion naira the first time the school was attacked and students abducted. They are paying bandits. They are apologizing to them. They are
find this information about 1 billion naira being paid.
Look, let the governor or anyone come and deny. We have the evidence. When the time comes, we'll reveal everything. They are paying bandits. They are empowering bandits. This is what this government is doing.
And you think that will not work?
It will not work. It has never worked anywhere. It is quite stupid for anyone to assume that I will invite thugs to invade an event of my party. The police were there. I don't know what they're investigating. They know what happened. They were there. They provided cover to the thugs to do what they did. So these thugs were government-sponsored. We know them. We know the police officers that are there. I had earlier this year, I think, or late last year, submitted a petition to the Inspector General of Police on the conduct of some police officers in Kaduna that are being used by the state government to kidnap, abduct, opposition figures and critics, and I'm waiting for the outcome of that investigation. But this attempt by the police to issue a statement implying that we as a political party will invite thugs to invade and disrupt our event is a sure sign that our policing system has collapsed. That we no longer have thinking people like my former coursemate, Solomon Arase, in the police. We are classmates in the School of Basic Studies, ABU. He studied political science, I studied quantity surveying. A gentleman, may his soul rest in peace. We used to have policemen. Now, we have shadows of the police. They were there, and I'm submitting a petition to the IG as well as the Police Service Commission, because this gets to the root of the failure of our policing system. When law enforcement agents are the ones that are used to facilitate and protect those that engage in violence, then we are on our way to total destruction of everything that we stand for in this country.
Madam, you warned of anarchy and accused police of standing by during the attack, while authorities are now saying that the meeting lacked proper notification. Do you believe this was negligence on the part of the organizers?
What is proper notification?
And a political gathering? You don't think that for proper cover of security?
Under which law? What section of the Constitution? No one can abridge my rights of association. No one can ask me to give any notice. I can give if I choose. But it is not a legal or a constitutional requirement, and people should stop overreaching themselves just because they have a position today. I was governor of that state for 8 years. Never at any time did I stop any opposition party from having meetings or say that venues should not allow meetings to take place. This is an overreach.
You are inferring that the governor of the day or the government of Kaduna State was behind that attack?
The government of Kaduna State is behind it. When we submit, I will submit my evidence to the Police Service Commission and the Inspector General of Police if they care to take action.
I mean, why would you think that the governor, is it because you are now no longer in the same party? Why do you think the governor might be behind it? Do you see him ordering it, or what exactly? Because these are allegations. Because a governor of the state is supposed to be the chief secretary.
Thought that ensured it happened, and we'll wait for the authorities to take action. But I thought that ensured it happened. Allow everyone to resort to self-help. God help us.
Is that what you are thinking? You want to self-secure yourself?
I'm not thinking anything. I'm just stating it as it is. If the authorities, and I'll repeat it, for the avoidance of any doubt, if the authorities do not the law without fear of favor, and force everyone to resort to self-help, God help us.
Would you resort to self-help?
I did not say anything. I have said what I have to say, Shaun. We'll wait and see.
This is worrying, isn't it? Because some Kaduna ADC leaders have disowned that inauguration.
They are not ADC leaders.
In fact, they claim that you are not a member of their party.
Listen, Shaun, okay, you can say whatever you want to say, but this coalition was started by a few people. And even a fool knows I'm one of the leaders of the coalition. Whether I'm a member of the party or not is beyond the pay grade of a thug in Kaduna parading himself as an ADC leader. Who are ADC leaders in Kaduna? After that statement, which was procured with the payment of 200,000 to the state publicity secretary, his own state working committee have disowned him. And they said they are going to subject him to disciplinary process. I am not just a member of the ADC. I am one of the leaders of the coalition. I'm one of those that worked to bring this thing together. You think some lowly member of the party in Kaduna, or claiming to be a member because he's not, is the one that will determine whether I'm a member or not? If you want to know whether I'm a member of the ADC or not, please call the national chairman of the party. Senator David.
Because the membership of a party, everyone is supposed to be rooted in their ward, to the local government, to the state. Everybody has to have a root. Even when you were a governor, you go down to your ward to vote, don't you?
You don't know the constitution of the ADC, do you?
Oh, so what does it tell us?
Membership of the party can be anywhere. I live in Abuja now. I can register in Abuja.
Have you registered?
That's not for me to tell the world.
Because
I don't need, listen, sure, I'm not here to prove my membership of the ADC. I don't need to prove it to anybody. And it's not even a matter that I think requires the wasting of our time. Let's go to more substantive issues. There are more serious problems in this country than my membership of the ADC or not.
I'd just like to know, for the avoidance of doubt, because you were once a member of the SDP. We saw you meeting with the SDP chairman at some point.
I'm a member of the SDP, and in case you have forgotten, even when the ADC was adopted as the political party for the coalition for 2027 elections, the leadership gave Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Nasir El-Rufai of the SDP forbearance to remain in our parties until the conclusion of some critical elections. So the question of my membership of the party is above the pay grade of any party member. Okay, it's above their pay grade. This is part and parcel of the original covenant at the coalition. Pay grade. This is part and parcel of the original covenant at the coalition. Peter Obi has elections in Anambra in November. He's going to campaign for Labour Party. We have elections in Niger State in November. I'm going to campaign for SDP. So whether I am in the SDP or ADC is not the material issue. I am one of the leaders of the coalition, and how we are putting our coalition together is for us to determine. It's not for anyone to question or interrogate.
Let me take you quickly to Kaduna. At what point did you fall out with the governor? What happened?
I've not fallen out with the governor.
Are you still friends with him?
No, he's not my friend.
Why? That's the man you...
He has never been my friend.
But
he was my boy. He was my mentee. Okay? I call him my friend because it's easier to say that. But he has been my boy. He has been my mentee. We've not fallen out.
But do you still speak with him?
No, I don't.
But you don't have that kind of relationship any longer?
No. You don't understand, Sheun. Go and find out. When I left BPE in 2003, I never went back and I never spoke to any subsequent DG of the BP unless he speaks to me, unless he calls me or wants my advice. This is how I am. Go and check in the FCT. Since I left the FCT in 2007, I have not gone back there until the former minister, Mohammed Bello, who was my classmate in Barewa, invited me to come and talk to him about some things. I don't go back. Once I'm done with the job, I move on. I don't go back. I don't call you. If you want, you can call me. If you want any advice or you want to ask any question about what has happened, you call me, I'll respond. Because other than that, I don't.
There's been open criticism of the government by yourself, which a lot of people will say, but you helped that government to come in place.
Yes,
that was your successor.
Yes,
so a lot of people will be wondering, at what point, what really happened?
Listen, sure. I don't know why people refuse to think. Okay? Everyone knows I was a founding father of one of the founding fathers of the APC, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone knows that I made some contribution in bringing Asiwaju to the presidency. All right? If
you made that statement right on this program.
Yeah.
When you and your colleagues...
I did. Okay, no, I'm trying to just state some facts. Mm-hmm. Now, if Asiwaju's government has derailed, it is not doing what we thought he would do, he is not serving the interests of Nigerians, I should not criticize him because I contributed in bringing him? Is that the logic in Nigeria these days? Why does that happen? The purpose of government is to get things done for the progress of the people and the country. So even if it is my son or my father that is president or governor and he's not doing the right thing, I lose the right to disagree or criticize? Is that what Nigeria has become?
Is that the case in Kaduna State?
Have we gone that low? No,
I'm
asking you the question.
No, but
all right? Because you started by saying that Ubasani is my friend or whatever. Yes, he's one of my mentees. I developed many of them. My biggest pride in life is I've elevated many people. I've encouraged and mentored many people to greatness, some even greater than me, and I'm very proud of it. But when a person derails, when he doesn't do the right thing, because I contributed in getting him there, I am prohibited from commenting, from disagreeing, or keeping away? Is that what the country has become?
What do you make of the governance of Kaduna State of today?
Look, I can only talk about my governance. I was governor for 8 years. The results are there. The people of Kaduna State know. And after 2 years plus, they're in a position to compare. I don't like commenting on what is happening in Kaduna because the people will have an opportunity in 2027 whether the government is doing the right thing or not.
Let me ask you specifically on the area of security in Kaduna State. There are those who believe that Kaduna State is recording better security since you left office, at least in the last 1.5 years. And some allude to the fact that maybe there was not a better management of the situation, especially the
Your question by some said, because it is not correct. It is not true. Just last week, SBM published a report that showed that security situation in Kaduna and Zamfara have actually deteriorated under this government's watch. Okay? A week earlier or 2 weeks earlier, Sahara reporters published another very verifiable and credible report that actually insecurity has been increasing. What the government has been doing, both at national and state levels, has been buying up the media from reporting it. I have people in Kaduna. All the traditional rulers that are in office today, most of them, I appointed them. I get information. Insecurity in Kaduna has not improved, Sheung, and those in Kaduna know it. You can deceive yourself by buying off the media. You can cover up, but every once in a while, as we saw last week with the SBM intelligence report and the one that Sahara reporters published last week, the truth will rise to the surface. There is absolutely no way, okay, that our government, which is the first state government in Nigeria to establish a Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs and invested a lot in coordinating the actions of security agencies, can be blamed for not managing security. No one has managed security with the degree of commitment that we have. And you can ask 3 service chiefs that served in Kaduna, and we have. And you can ask 3 service chiefs that served in Kaduna under my watch. One of them is still alive. Farouk Yahya was chief of army staff. He was GOC in Kaduna. I saw him yesterday at a wedding. You can call him, bring him to this program and ask him what we did. What I will not do, okay, is to pay bandits, give them monthly allowance, or send food to them in the name of non-kinetic. It's nonsense. We are empowering bandits.
Is that what is going on? Kaduna is paying
it's not
bandits?
The government of Kaduna State is a national policy driven by the Office of National Security Advisor, and Kaduna is part of it. Many states are objecting. Kaduna is objecting to that. But that is the policy now. Kiss the bandits. That's the new policy. My position has always been the only repentant bandit is a dead one. Let's kill them all. Let's wipe them. Let's bomb them until they are reduced to nothing. And then the 5% that still want to be rehabilitated can be rehabilitated. You do not negotiate from a position of weakness. You don't empower your enemy. You don't give him money to go and buy more sophisticated weapons. That's why the insecurity problem has not gone away and will not go away as long as this policy continues.
They
can deceive, they can cover up, they can do propaganda, but those that live in Katsina, those that live in Zamfara, those that live in Kaduna, those that live in those states, they know what is happening.
Well, is that the reason why perhaps you think that there's a slowdown in the attack on schools and kidnaps that we've seen in Kaduna? The quiet we've seen in the Benegwari
there is no slowdown.
Kaduna,
I was governor for 8 years. I was governor of Kaduna State for 8 years. Only 3 schools were attacked in 8 years. Okay? This government has been around for 2 years. 3 schools have been attacked. And they paid the bandits. They paid them ₦1 billion the first time the school was attacked and students abducted. They are paying bandits. They are apologizing to them. They are
covering this information about ₦1 billion being paid.
Look, let the governor or anyone come and deny. We have the evidence. When the time comes, we'll reveal everything. They are paying bandits. They are empowering bandits. This is what this government is doing.
And you think that will not work?
It will not work. It has never worked anywhere in the world.
Let me ask you today, because perception is a part of life. I mean, how you are perceived and how you are seen may not exactly be your reality, but the way people perceive you, there might be explanation and clarity to it. There is a section of the southern Kaduna people who have a feeling that there is hard approach of yours to things which which gives them a feeling that maybe Nasser El-Rufai hates southern Kaduna people. They can, what do you say to them?
Yeah, they can think what they think. Sheun, I don't tolerate nonsense. Governance is not a joke. When you are governing 10 million people as I did in Kaduna, you must not discriminate between A and B. Nobody can blackmail me that because he's a Christian, the law doesn't apply to him. Okay? There are people in southern Kaduna that feel entitled to behave in a certain way, and I didn't take it. I dealt with them. Just as the IMN, Al-Zakzaki's people who thought that they could do anything they want and get away with it, we dealt with them. Al-Zakzaki people are Muslims like me. But I didn't take any nonsense from them. Go and ask them. They consider me an enemy.
How do you then explain to those who think that you are a fundamentalist?
I don't care. The people that think I'm a fundamentalist don't know me. They have never met me. They have formed their opinion. And frankly, Sheun, the reason why my enemies are very vehement at hating me is because I don't care what they think. It's the way I am. I'm very comfortable with who I am and what I am. And I don't care what you think. You know me. Those that worked with me know me. Some of the closest people I worked with in the government I empowered are from southern Kaduna. They know that this is not true. But there are people, there are some entitled southern Kaduna Christian leaders who are used to getting money every month from the government. $20,000 who are being used to giving $20,000 to go for medical checkup every year. I stopped it. I stopped funding pilgrimage, just as I stopped many other things that are waste of government resources. I will not be popular.
But how do you explain the balance of power when you as a government, and you know the quantum of the Christian community or Christian people in Kaduna State and those who feel that you never cared and that's why you had that appearing when you were governor?
No.
Do you regret any of those decisions?
Listen to me. Listen. What do you think is the quantum of the Christian population in Kaduna State?
You think they are insignificant?
No. What do you think? No, I ask you. What percentage?
I imagine maybe 30 or 25% of
they are not up to that. Okay? So, if they are not up to that, why should they feel entitled to 50% of positions in the government? Southern Kaduna, the 8 local governments of Southern Kaduna accounted for over 60% of the civil service when I was there. So, who is talking about marginalization? But for Southern Kaduna leaders to send a delegation to me after assuming as governor and announcing my cabinet to say that they have been shortchanged because they got only 25% or 30% of the positions because they are used to 50%. And I said, okay, on what basis? On the basis of what? PDP was rigging in Southern Kaduna. They were writing results to overturn the elections of the majority in Northern Kaduna. So they will give you 50%. I didn't rig my election. I won. There are 3 senatorial districts. We made appointments on the basis of equality of senatorial districts. But this is the feeling of entitlement that I faced. And it had to be wiped out. I had to bring everyone down to the level of reality. I'm not going to encourage self-entitlement or using violence to negotiate.
Did you support the Muslim ticket in your party in 2023 too?
I did.
And you think it's okay?
It was a political strategy. It was a strategy to win the election. It was not a religious strategy. It was a strategy to win the election.
And it worked?
Clearly. Look, Sean, when you are contesting elections, you look at every variable, look at every index, you look at every criterion that will help you win. Okay? That is what people do. It has nothing to do with religion.
Even if those tendencies seem to affect the fabric of our nation, or what makes...
Listen to me, Sean. So long as we continue to speculate on this, you will not solve them. We have done Muslim ticket now. Tell me in what way Christians are now shortchanged. Nothing. No leader that wants to succeed will limit his choice of appointees to a particular religion or ethnicity. Okay? If you want to succeed, you have to diversify. Now we have cured the fear and the love for Muslim ticket. It has been done, buried, gone. I did Muslim ticket in Kaduna. I want to know which Christian in Kaduna was shortchanged because of the Muslim ticket. Nothing.
My final question on the issue of Kaduna, so we can move to national issues. At least you say it, and you pose yourself as an upright figure, at least in governance, either when you were in BPP, you were minister, especially when you were a governor. But in your exit, there's been a lot of criticism. In fact, there are a lot of probes to your 8-year stay in office. And there are accusations about uncompleted projects and the manner in which the affairs of the state was managed. Did you make some errors, or there are those who acted on your behalf, which you think were not properly done? Do you have regrets as to the things that were done under your watch as governor of Kaduna State?
Okay, let me start with that. First of all, I have no regrets whatsoever about my tenure in Kaduna. And I'm very proud of my team and what they did. They did an excellent job. They work 24/7, 365 days a year for the progress of Kaduna State. And anyone that goes to Kaduna will see the difference. And we are proud of that. So I'm very proud of my colleagues that worked with me, and I commend them for the work that they have done and their sacrifice. And they were not thieves. They were not crooks. Okay?
What about the allegations of money stolen?
I'm coming. Okay? However, some of the people that we worked with, that we helped, that we campaigned for, that campaigned on the back of our achievements and said they will sustain what we started. They will complete what we have not completed. They will continue on the path we have set for the state, which was the right path. Now came back and started saying things. Okay? A member of the State House of Assembly on your program said 423 billion were siphoned out of the Kaduna State Treasury under my watch. I have sued him and channels because you gave him the platform as a nominal defendant. We're in court. The entire amount of money that Kaduna State got in the 8 years I was governor was about 900 and something billion. Part of it was used to pay salaries, overheads, and run the government. If 423 billion was siphoned out of Kaduna State Treasury, it would not have been possible for us to do all the work that we did. And as I said, even a blind man that goes to Kaduna knows that we have transformed the state in many ways, in every sector. And there is no ward, no local government that we have not invested. And even the governor himself has said this several times before he got elected, but he got there and changed his story. But that's okay. Morally flexible people can do whatever they want. Okay? So, are we perfect? Of course not. We are human beings. When the State Assembly started the probe and people said, go to court, stop it, do that, I said, no. I was governor for 8 years, but I didn't do everything alone. I am also curious to know what each and every one of my commissioners and heads of agencies have done. Let them investigate. Let's see the results. Maybe there are people that we trusted that abused our trust. I want to see the outcome. But I wanted to see a fair process. I wanted to see the hearing taking place in open so that even Kaduna State citizens will hear what happened during our 8 years as governors. But they held the hearings in secret. People were not invited, but they were indicted, and so on. I don't want to say much about this because all these matters are in court. But I want to tell you, Sean, and I say this without any fear of contradiction. Number one, we ran that state with total commitment to accountability and probity. Number two, we are not thieves. We are not petty thieves. We are not corrupt. And we don't bribe people. We don't bribe the media. We don't bribe civil society to hail us. We worked, and the result is on the ground. And posterity will judge us. And the people of Kaduna State will send a very clear statement in 2027, when the elections come. That will be the answer to all the nonsense going on now.
Give me a breather. We'll take a break, everyone. But when we return, our attention will be on the state of the nation. How the nation is faring, at least from the lens of the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. We'll be right back, everyone, after this break. So stay with us. Let's get back to the conversation with the former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. Thanks so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you.
2027 is upon us. The fastest election in my career as a journalist that I've covered, at least in this Fourth Republic, where elections are being talked about 2 years, clear years, before the next election. And you are one of those who caused it. As soon as you left the APC and you started criticizing this government, and you warned that you are going to send President Bola Tinubu back to Lagos, you are going to retire him, there are those who are asking, how would you do that? With a lot of people moving into the APC, there are governors now moving into the APC, and those who say whatever the opposition is doing is gradually and working steadily for Tinubu and the APC returning in 2027.
They can believe what they want to believe. They can engage in self-delusion. They can use the carrot and stick tactics, to lure governors or intimidate them into joining. Governors that know what they are doing, taking from the till, will have no choice but to join the APC because, when you are in the APC, you are immunized from being investigated for corruption. They will do all that. But at the end of the day, the Nigerian voter will decide based on President Tinubu's performance and the performance of governors. It is not a governor moving to a party that will make that party win elections. I was governor of Kaduna State. I was one of Bola Tinubu's biggest campaigners, but I couldn't deliver the state to him. Bola Tinubu himself couldn't win his state with his own governor in place. So these things are not as theoretical as people want them to be. And if you want to engage in self-delusion, you are free to do so. So I will not tell you how we are going to win, but I tell you very clearly, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, the worst case scenario in the 2027 elections is that no winner will emerge in the first round. We may have to go for runoff. And Bola Tinubu will not be on the ballot for the runoff because he will at best be third in the election. He has no pathway to win. I have done the maths, I have done the analysis. He will be at best third. But he can deceive himself. He may think, I have money. Because they have taken all the money in the country. I have INEC, I have the police, I have the army. You know what, President Tinubu, invite President Jonathan for a chat and ask him if he didn't have all this in 2015 and we got him out.
Is the case still the same, similar to 2015?
It's
there are
worse.
those who will say Tinubu has never lost an election. And it's different as a politician compared to Goodluck Jonathan.
Tinubu has never lost an election. That can be contested. But it's okay. He has never lost an election. He's a political strategist. He's this, he's that. Wait. Nasir El-Rufai has said, if you want to learn some lessons, invite President Jonathan for a chat over coffee and ask him what happened in 2015. That's all.
If you were made a minister, would you be saying all this thing that you're saying?
If I was made a minister, I would probably have resigned. Once I saw the direction of the government, I would have resigned and I would have said the same thing. People think that this minister is a big deal. Sure, I was minister when I was 43 years old, 20 years before. They're still talking about what I did in FCT. People forgot that I left the FCT 2007. I left the FCT 18 years ago. Okay? And I have no desire to be minister. I didn't want anything. I've made it very clear. People can come and say all kinds of things, revise history and so on. They are free to do so. As I said, people's opinion of me doesn't make me lose any sleep. I don't care. I know who I am. I know what I am. I sleep well every night. And I don't need anyone to validate me or your criticism to affect me.
Because your disqualification was based on security, that you're a threat, you're a security threat.
Yes.
And that's why.
Yes, and I'm still
around. They couldn't have you in government.
I'm still around. But Bella Turji is not a security threat. Dogo Gide is not a security threat. Every day they announce they have killed one, but the most important terrorists are still roaming the streets. The security story is all an exit strategy for Bola Tinubu because he has changed his mind about wanting me to be minister. I don't know what his reasons are, but he changed his mind.
I understand that you had ambitions and you were going to use that office for your own personal ambition, and it was clear. Those are what I heard that really happened.
Well, I'm hearing this one. First, I'm probably the only politician in Nigeria who has never had ambitions. Every position I've held in office, I was asked, I was invited, I was literally begged, like Tinubu begged me on the platform in Kaduna to serve because I get things done. I have never had ambitions. I am a person that gets difficult things done. That's why Obasanjo got me into the government. That's why Buhari asked me to go and be the governor of Kaduna State. I have never had ambition. I'm probably the only politician without ambitions.
Number two, falling out with
number
these
two,
people
number two
that have called you. Why do you keep falling out with them?
Who have I fallen out with?
They talk about fallout between you and OBJ and what he said about you. Now Bola Tinubu.
Look, OBJ has said many good things about me. He has said many bad things about me. But today, tomorrow, go and ask him. OBJ will tell you I'm one of his best appointees ever. And it was OBJ that invited me to be the deputy chairman of the Nigeria-Congo Business Council. I'm still in touch with him. I still go to him for advice. I've not fallen out with OBJ. If anybody thinks there is a falling out, it's his imagination. Throughout the time I worked with Obasanjo, we quarreled and made up many times. It's the nature of our relationship. And depending on the mood, you know, that's it. But coming back to your question, okay? So, number two, I said I don't have any ambition. All right? Number three, what was I going to be? I was going to be the minister in charge of electricity. And I had a plan to ensure that by 2030, every part of Nigeria is covered with 24/7 reliable electricity. That was the plan I gave Tinubu. What is the ambition there? What is the ambition? Finally, what if I have ambition? If the work that I will do will provide Nigerians with electricity, will solve their problems, what has my ambition got to do with it? Is the country not important enough to tolerate my ambition if I had any? It is sheer idiocy and lack of love for country, okay? For people to sit and play games like that with the destiny of a country. Okay, so they have their minister of power. They have made progress with the electricity. I took the entire plan, which was developed by McKinsey and Boston Consulting Group, pro bono, because they know me, they respect me. I gave the entire plan to the government. Why can't they implement it? So that Nigerians will have electricity.
Would that plan assure us
that plan,
constant electricity?
By 2030, every part of Nigeria will be covered and will have reliable electricity.
And that plan is not being followed?
I have given them the plan. You ask them what they have done with it. No. I love this country. I don't care.
You don't have ambitions, but there are those who say that you're going into the ADCs because of your plan and an agenda, your ambition towards 2027.
They are free to say what they want to say.
Do you want to become a VP candidate? Is that your ultimate goal?
I am not interested in any position. I have never been.
If not even a president.
Listen. Shehu, the purpose of having power is to do something with it. Okay? If I feel I have solutions to Nigeria's problems.
Let me quickly take you through some of the headlines on the social media. One of the leaders of the Miyetti Allah Association, their key president, has come out to say people should stop calling the Fulanis terrorists. That says stop referring to armed Fulanis as bandits because they are people fighting for their freedom, not terrorists. Said armed Fulanis. Nigeria is a country that is not allowed to carry arms. But they said, stop referring to armed Fulanis as terrorists, said National Chairman of the Fulani Association, Miyetti Allah, Bello Bodejo. The leader of the Fulani in Nigeria, Alhaji Abdullahi Bello Bodejo, described armed Fulanis as people seeking freedom and therefore said it is inappropriate to label them as terrorists. Similarly, Bello Bodejo described Yang Sakai as the people responsible for the conflict currently happening in northern Nigeria. So he admits that there is conflict for those who are still denying the genocide. The Fulani man is, accepting. Now, see how Nigerians are reacting. This person said, who gave non-state actors the right to own rifle? Every Nigerian should be fully armed to join the freedom fight. I mean, this makes sense. This makes a whole lot of sense. These same Fulani terrorists are the people the Office of the National Security Advisor is heavily arming for their evil agenda. Nuhu Ribadu Tibaje 100%. Government of terrorists indeed. This is what this guy is saying. Who gave them the right? Nigeria does not allow ordinary citizens to bear arms. So Fulani headsmen bearing arms are fighting for freedom. Nigerians, help me understand this. Now, this person here said, this utterly disgusting and despicable Fulani man is one of those mentally, emotionally, and spiritually deformed and damaged individuals who are enabling and supporting the Islamic Fulani terrorists in carrying out their sadistic and satanic activities against other Nigerians. And this other person has a freedom from what? What kind of freedom are they fighting for? These murderous criminals are not Nigeria. They were imported into the country during the Jonathan regime to wreak havoc. This one is more fire. And this person is a farmer-header clash, banditry, religion clash, fighting for freedom, etc. These are the various lies these Fulanis are using to cover up their real intention. Now they are playing the victim card by claiming they are fighting for freedom. Freedom from who? And this other person here say, this is bomb ben. Has this been told Fulani are kidnapping for ransom? Fulanis are fighting old men, women, children who bear no arms. Has anyone told this person has anyone told him that a whole village and towns in the Middle Belt are being turned into ghost towns? He should never be well with you. And this other person, stop describing people with guns, robbing other people as armed robbers. They are just Nigerians fighting for their livelihood. Another person says, freedom from who? Did anyone stop them from living in the first place? With all the incentives given to the North on education, we still hear rubbish about them being marginalized. You are a terrorist, Oga. This person, so nnamdi Kanu and IPOB fighting for freedom are terrorists, and now in jail. But Fulani is also fighting for freedom, are not terrorists, and can walk freely. Well, I no blame you. I call Southern Nigeria elites, politicians, and businessmen. But this makes sense. Nnamdi Kanu fighting for Biafra. He's a terrorist. He has no gun. Fulani fighting for freedom. He's armed against the Constitution of Nigeria, but shouldn't be tagged a terrorist. So guys, something is really fishy here. And this person said, what nonsense freedom? The freedom to kill and destroy lives? Let every aggrieved arm themselves and fight for their right to. The government is comatose. I don't know what that means. It's fundamentally very dangerous to a country's union to register economic, political, and social national association on the basis of tribe. Nigeria has to do away with such groupings. I think it's really true. You have Fulani, you have the Igbos, you have the Yorubas, everybody on his own, and then everybody wants to be dominant, and that's what we are seeing. Freedom from who and what? So the people are killing and kidnapping in Kwara, Kogi, are those ones holding them bondage. What audacity! What were the IPOB fighting for when they tagged them same name terrorists? Okay, so you shouldn't call them terrorists, but the IPOB members are being called terrorists. And this person says, since Gumi is not warned or picked up by DSS, it is certain that more northerners will be encouraged to come out and defend the terrorist groups they are sponsoring. And this other person here says, these are the sponsors of terrorism. They are coming out gradually. We must focus attack on them so they know how we feel, how it feels. Chai. And this person says, what about the millions of people in the IDP? They are fighting for one Nigeria. Those burnt villagers and killed people, destroyed properties are not bandits. Chameleon doesn't support changing of color also. It's really so embarrassing, honestly. Now, the Tinubu's government has come under severe criticism as regards to this headline. Despite worsening insecurity, Tinubu government opposes lawmakers' move to prescribe death penalty for kidnappers. Tinubu said terrorists are not going to be killed. So Nigerians are wondering if the Tinubu's government is even ready to end all this insecurity ravaging the country. Now, also, this headline says death penalty for kidnappers, terrorists will worsen insecurity in Nigeria. Tinubu government tells lawmakers. Nigeria, this is the worst. I mean, this is the worst. You know, wow. Can you imagine a president saying this? Implementing death penalty for killers like terrorists and kidnappers will worsen insecurity in Nigeria. How exactly? I get what really going on here. He is scared for losing northern votes. Hey, I think this person really got it. I mean, this person got it. He is scared for losing northern vote, declaring death penalty will worsen insecurity. Ew. This person really got it too. Tinubu is scared. Hi. Jesus. I get what's really going on here. He's scared of losing northern vote. Declaring death penalty would mean stepping on powerful toes in the north, where many such criminals originate or find sympathy. It's politics over justice. Plain and simple. And when Reverend Dachumo is crying on the internet, you see people talking down on him. People now mock him and say all kinds of ridiculous things. I don't understand. As in, this man watches his people being slain on a regular basis. And when he comes on the social media and speak, people say he's looking for sympathy from the US. I still don't understand it. And this person here said, is this man high on colors or something? What made them put death penalty self-join for corruption in public service? This is why the debate focuses on death penalty for kidnappers and terrorists. The greater threat to Nigeria remains corruption. Public officials who steal public funds, destroy institutions, deepen poverty, and indirectly fuel insecurity. In many ways, corrupt politicians are more dangerous than terrorists and bandits. If Nigeria is serious about fixing the country, the harshest punishment must begin with with those entrusted with public resources. Not only should death penalty apply to kidnappers and terrorists, but also apply even more to corrupt politicians and public office holders who steal public funds. Everybody is just seeing his own. So guys, that is the country we have found ourselves called Nigeria. I'm really so touched, that the Tinubu's government is saying death penalty for kidnappers is going to worsen insecurity. I understand this point of view without seeming like I'm pro-government. I think it makes sense if we read what he said in its proper context and not just the headline. It makes a lot of sense. Also, he was talking mainly about terrorists and terrorism, our criminal code. Okay, let me read a section. He said, from a tactical perspective, it is our view that the proposal to include death penalty to convicted terrorists should be reviewed because it inadvertently facilitates the martyrdom trap. Fagbemi told senators. It is critical to note that the fight against terrorism deals with an enemy often driven by a radical ideology where a state-sanctioned execution is viewed not as a deterrent but as a validation of their cause. I don't know what this means, honestly, but I just hope that this country will be saved. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think over these headlines. What do you think? What's your take about this? Let me know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.